Hello everybody. In this video we are going to talk about how to decide the page count and the book size for your comics. Well, I am going to tell you how I decided so that you can actually take that as an example and you can decide whatever you like. To start with, we are authors. It is our work and we make the decision. And there are some industry norms, which I am going to talk about, but still you're in the driver's seat. You decide. So let's talk about the page count and the book size. As you can see here, this book right here, it's not a very thick book. It's just one issue. However, why am I gonna talk about first that I decided the first season to be with the 8 issues. Now you have to decide this. So you may ask the question, what does page count or book size have to do with the how many issues you decided to do in the first season? Well, stay with me. Everything is related. You will see how everything actually ties up together. This is the process that at some point you're going to go through. So, why are they 8 issues in the first season? Because there is a story and I need to fit this into 8 issues or 12 issues or whatever. However, in 2026, when I decided to do this series, it was the 4th month. So I wanted to finish this series in 2026, end of December, so that I can start on the next season, the January 2027, and I decided that to be 12 issues. So why is that 8 issues and 12 issues? Because that's the speed that I can go with. You may have a team and you may produce this thing in 2 weeks, then there you have it. You can make like 2 books in a month. So in a year you can produce 24 issues. But since I am doing this myself, everything actually myself, and I decided that as fast as I can go, the fastest I can produce these books is 1 issue per month, 30 days. That's why this is 8 issues, and that's why next year is 12 issues, 1 per month. Now, why is this, again, important for the page count and the book size? Well, stay with me. Okay, so once you decide how many issues you're going to have, and you have a story to fit this story into 8 consecutive issues. So now you have to sit down and you have to divvy it up and put it into 8 segments. Now this is easier said than done, because once your story is, you have the story, of course you're going to have a start, and then you're going to have a problem, and you're going to have the climax, and then you're going to have a solution, or maybe not, or whatever. So all this will have to fit into how many issues you're going to get and you're going to do. And that also is going to be related to the page count. You can't just have 50 pages in the first issue talking about this problem just boiling or brewing, and then the second issue would be 16 pages, and then the third issue would be 30 pages, and you can't do that. And they all have to be consistent, and that's why 8 issues is important versus the story that you're going to tell. So why did I decide the page count to be, in my books, 22 to 24 story pages? Okay, this is story pages. This is not the total page count. Okay, and if you look at this, right here. Amazon can't print in the back of the cover. So this is the front matter, and my book layout is like this. So this that you see is the left side, left page, and this is the right page. And here, as soon as you go from the front matter to open it up, my layout is what happened in the last issue. So that's one page. And the second page that I see when you open it like this, what this book is about. Okay, so this is this is Tadoka standing, and this right here, it's backwards, so I'm getting confused. So this right here, they are coming back from the desert, and this is Tadoka standing in front of Wazai, the capital. So the story begins actually with Tadoka, because this book is about Tadoka. Here you go. And then it starts. So, again, as I said, 22 story pages. Okay, right here. And the 22nd or the 24th last page is, in my book, my comic book, is always a full page. That's how it ends, that issue. And after that, I have the creator page, and I have one page with the funnies. In this funnies, I usually take one or two images from the book, and I make funnies out of them. That's it. And the back matter, right here. You know, go to Moons of Rokar, you can listen to the audiobooks, etc., etc. So that's my book layout, and that's 22 to 24 pages, which I am going to fit in one issue, and I am going to tell the whole story in 8 issues. That's how everything is designed. So what about the book dimensions? This is a 7 by 10 book. Now let's go back to the industry standards. If you go through, if you type up and say, hey, what about what's the size of the comic books, you're going to get a bunch of answers. All good. Now if you go to Amazon and look at the book sizes, this is actually the most economical, and it fits the size of the comic books. Surprise, right? That's why I decided 7 by 10. It's purely economical. Now, going back to the page count, 22 to 24, and then of course additional pages, as I showed you, the back matter and the front matter and all that stuff. Let's say that I come up with 30 pages. Why is that? Well, let's talk about the industry standard first. And if you look, do a search, and you're going to come up with like 32 pages, it's crap, it's bullshit. You know, you are the author, you decide. You can make this 35 pages if you want. Amazon is just going to add white pages like this at the end of it. There you go, done. The 32 page count, particularly, that's true for the children's books, because the big companies, the big publishing companies, and the presses. So the main reason is the commercial press, the paper size for the commercial press, when they start running the pages, it is 8 to 16 to 32. So 32 pages fit perfectly in the commercial size printing press paper. So it comes from there, and it trickles down to the big publishing companies, because they did their research and they decided that 32 pages actually, surprise, is the most economical and the most humans can read or children can read, and the most money that they can make out of it. So that's how the 32 pages come about. And then, of course, once that starts and people started following that, and all of a sudden you have this 32-page norm all over the place, which is crap. You can do it anything you want. So 32 pages, 22 pages, 24 pages. I decided 22 story pages, so it comes out to be, let's say, 28 pages or 30 pages. That's how my page count goes. Now, let's go back to the economy. Actually, your decision is going to boil down to this, seriously, how much do you want to sell your book for? So, this is premium color. It is the most expensive print. Bigger book you have, more you're gonna have the cost for. More pages you have, of course your book is going to be more expensive. So I did the research, 22 to 24 pages versus 7 by 10. I would be able to sell my book for $9.99. Really, really simple math. That's how I come up with this. So now it's your turn. You have a story to tell. You can fit it into 4 issues. You can fit it into 8 issues. However, it's going to go to your how many issues can you produce in a month or 2 weeks or 2 days or whatever. You're going to decide. And how much you're going to sell your book for. And you're going to work it backwards. How many pages per issue, right? And including, of course, if you're going to add all these funnies and whatever that you want to add, just I do. So you just make the decision, and that's how you come up with the design or the size and the page count of your book. And if you do your research, you're going to find all kinds of answers. But you're the author, you're the driver's seat, and you're in the driver's seat, and you're going to sell it. You can sell it for, if you can sell your book for, say, $30 for an issue, hey, by all means, do it. And actually, that will be the most important driving force for you to decide how you're going to come up with the page count and the size and etc. etc. So that's it for this video. It's your turn to decide. And in the next video, we are going to talk about how I lay out the books, the interior design. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.